Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Issues of Faith. In the aftermath of these tornadoes that have hit Middle Tennessee and certainly Nashville, we're talking with Pastor Enoch Fuzz, Reverend Enoch Fuzz. He's a pastor of Corinthian Baptist Church in North Nashville, which was really hit. Yeah. Some 10 churches were badly, at least 10. 15 churches badly damaged in this storm. And you're helping coordinate some of the relief effort. What have you seen? We're recording this on March 11th. This will run all through March, so things are changing, hopefully getting better. But here we are. What have you seen in the week after the storm?
I've seen. Let me tell you, people are stepping up. I got a call from a company in Murfreesboro saying, "Hey, we want to help in your community. We're going to help the bigger picture, like the Red Cross folk. We're going to do that. We want to help something specific." And so I said, "Well," and he said, "Help me, give me some guidance." And let me tell you, this is all over Nashville. There are always people calling to say, "What can I do to help in your city?" A lot of times they would push back. But anyway, I said, let me think. And so Frank Stevenson from Tennessee State called me. And he said, "Fuzz, that little church down on Monroe Street, they've got insurance, but their deductible is really high." And I said, "Wow, that's it. Let's help the churches with their deductibles." So I called this guy back in Murfreesboro. I said, "Man, how about we help the churches with pay their deductibles?" And so at that time I had 6 churches. By the time he brought me a check for $30,000 to give those 6 churches $5,000 apiece, it had gone up to 10 churches. And I said, "Man, but we got 10 churches." So he said, "Well, just divide it out, just make it work." And then since that time, we brought all those churches together with providers and service providers like lawyers and whatever, counselors, and we discovered that there were 4 more churches that we had left off the list. And so we added 2 of those. And then the other 2, I felt like that maybe their denominations would help them. But let me tell you, people, there are churches over around Kroger off of Rosa Parks Boulevard. In that area, those churches are devastated. Some people say they have insurance. There's more to recovery from a tragedy than anything that insurance can do. And I'm telling you, when we call those pastors to say some company wanted to help you with your church deductible, we had grown men who were crying, who would say, "Oh my God."
Because they knew that's the difference between making it maybe and not making it.
That's right, they didn't have it. And don't take for granted that they do. But I'm telling you, even the wealthiest of men in a time like this, I've heard people say down in Germantown, those people don't need help. They need help. And let me tell you, if you have that compassion toward every man, that's going to come back to you. Let's help this city. And I'm so proud to see so many people stepping up to say, "I want to help." They're running over. People drove down from New Hampshire and say, "I want to help," and there's nowhere to help. And so one thing that we're doing is we're tying people in and telling you where to go.
What happens to North Nashville, and we touched on this a little bit, this maybe gets at it even more. What happens to North Nashville if some of these churches don't come back? What happens? What's at stake?
Let me tell you, and you mark that down, that this is March 11th, we're going to get these churches back. The ones, these are I know these little guys and women who are pastors. They're such sweet people. St. John AME Church, it's the mother church of the African Methodist Episcopals in either Nashville or Tennessee. It's gone. Okay, that's a great church. We need to help them. St. Vincent de Paul, the Catholic Church, we need to help them. Mount Carmel, you've had them on your news station so many times with Reverend Campbell helping at juvenile court, during a summer camp. That church is devastated. They need our help. And people, let me tell you something. Food, people need food. Saturday, somebody called and said, "I want to give out some gift cards." And I said, "Man, don't give out gift cards. I go down to Walgreens and get some money envelopes and put $50 in each one of them." He brought by 20 $50 bills. There were people crying just over $50. The lady said, I just all my food was ruined. And I was just wondering what was I going to do. Another man, I had to put my mother in the nursing home, and I didn't know what to do. Thank you. You don't know how much this means to me. People, little things that we take for granted sometimes. Wow.
So let's say I'm with a church up in Clarksville, or I'm not. Let's say I want to help.
I had one today.
I have a Sunday school class. I'm a church. I'm a business. I want to help, but I don't want to get in the way. I want to make a difference. I want it to be meaningful. What do you recommend?
Okay. Let me tell you. A pastor came down today from Jolton, and he said, Enoch, I want to help. Our church wants to help somebody specifically, in church. So I took him to a church. And as we pulled up in the parking lot, he got to meet the pastor. And then he looked over, and another church had their church van there. And the church van was torn up and no insurance. And that pastor from Jolton said, hey, I tell you what, get me your information. I bet my church can replace your church van. We can get that done. And we're going to help here, okay? Then I'm going to tell people again, an easy thing you can do, people need money. And don't worry about when people say they'll take advantage of you. Don't worry about that. It's not that much money, all right? We're giving away food. There's food all over town. So you need to lock it up. Folk are going to take it. I said, what are you going to do with some food? All right, but eat it or sell it at 10%. You're helping us to get the food out in the community. So this is a time that I want to say to people to be positive, to be upbeat, to be happy that you're the one who's able to help somebody rather than the one who's needing the help. And I think you know what? It's like my choir, I just tell them, stop singing that song about looking for a miracle, because there are miracles all around you. You shouldn't look for them. There are opportunities to serve all around. And I'm going to tell you, so just to be specific, call the Red Cross. They'll refer you to a good place where you can give back.
Mm-hmm. That's great. I have people ask this question. They hear on TV, you'll hear someone say, by the mercy of God, I survived. And then you may hear someone think off to themselves, boy, maybe God should have kept the tornado from hitting in the first place. And so where is God in this storm? If it obviously it's in the response, God is in the response, but what do you say to people who have some anger about the fact this is happening and whatever else is trying, and there are plenty of trying things in these times? What do you say? Why does God let these bad things happen?
I don't think God let things happen, but one of the things I'm real cautious about, because I'm hearing a lot of people say where God is and where God was not and what God did. I want to say this, who's known the mind of God? Most of the times the things I've heard people say where God is, I would question that. I don't think God told you that. God has already left on record what we ought to be about. And people keep telling me, pray so God can tell me what to do. He already told you what to do. And you ought to do some of those things. It would be enough. I had a lady even tell me that she dreamed that she saw the storm moving through Nashville like a serpent. And I almost got trapped in that because of my dreams about serpents and stuff. And I want to say to people, be careful about how you think God has said something to you, unique. That, even with the Hurricane Katrina and many other things, people have said, where was God? Oh, the Twin Towers, where was God? Jesus on the cross, where was God? I'm going to say to you this. Who has known the mind of God? His ways are as high above our ways as the heavens are above the earth. We as puny humans should not continue to try to describe and understand the greatness of God. Let's just be kind and do those things that you think God would be happy with you doing. Like the little simple things like getting along with one another, don't judge people. Understand that. He said, don't judge people because you don't have all the information, all right? He's got all the information. He can judge, all right? Love everybody. Stop thinking that you're the only race of people that God created. It's 6,000 different ethnicities on the earth. And you trying to tell me that you understand what God is doing? Somebody who can make 6,000 different ethnicities and 6,500 different languages spoken. stop trying to understand him and maybe start to do some of him. Like, I'm not going to take away from blacks and whites going to church together. I wonder how God think about that. Where do you think God is in that? Okay? All these different religious denominations, where is God in all that? You think God is in all that? The Presbyterians don't like the Baptists and the Church of Christ are the only ones going to heaven, and the Pentecostals are the only ones speaking in tongues and shouting. Where is God in all of that? People, I hear God in what y'all doing out here in this storm. And if I was to, I'm not going to interpret God, but I tell you one thing it did. It caused people to do some of the things that God had been telling y'all to do all the time. Feed the hungry. Give clothes to people. Help somebody. So I'm not going to say God is in the storm. God created the world, and I'm going to leave it right there, okay? Why don't you get in the storm of helping somebody? And I don't want to put anybody down. Let's smile. Let's laugh. Let's have fun going out there helping people. Don't judge them. Listen, I say, if someone does something to harm me, it's because I was unprepared. People, be prepared to give God the praise.
Reverend Fuzz, it's great to have you on.
Thank you,
we
Ben.
could talk a lot more.
Yeah, we could. Yeah.
I have other questions, but the bottom line is, yes, help.
Yes.
This is an opportunity to help. It's certainly needed. We see it in North Nashville. We see it all over Middle Tennessee. But thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on, talking about this. Thanks to all of you for watching Issues of Faith. Have a great day, everybody.
And call the Red Cross. They'll
Yes.
tell you where to go.